Portugal. A titan of European football across the ages. Euro 2016 champions. And a constant threat on the international stage. Its domestic league, the Liga Portugal, has some of the biggest and most recognisable teams in European football. Sporting Lisbon, Benfica, FC Porto. And the league has produced some of the greatest players the world has ever seen. Eusebio, Luis Figo, Cristiano Ronaldo. During the 60s, half of all of the European finals had a Portuguese team in it, and 2 of them were winners. And as recently as 2004, Jose Mourinho's Porto were crowned European champions. Truly, Portugal is a nation that has affected football across the world, but particularly in Europe. But not all of the teams in the Portuguese league are on mainland Europe, let alone in Portugal. What if I told you there is a place, almost 1,000 miles from mainland Europe, and with unrivaled scenery? Ancient volcanic craters, epic ripping coastlines, sweeping hills, crystal azure lakes, and spectacular nature. This is the Azores, a 9-island archipelago with almost 250,000 people living there, right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. 1,500 kilometers from Portugal in one direction, and 2,400 kilometers from Canada and the US in the other, the islands are Europe's most westerly points. The largest island, São Miguel, is home to over half the residents of the Azores and boasts impressive levels of tourism, amazing architecture, and great history. And it is on São Miguel that our story begins, with the most successful club in the island's history, Santa Clara. Existing for almost 100 years, only in the last decade have they really hit their stride. From 2019 to 2022, they finished in the top 10 4 times in Liga Portugal, including their best ever finish, 6th place, which qualified them for the Europa Conference League. However, after they were knocked out in qualifying to Serbian side Partizan in 2022, it has begun to go downhill, with the club being relegated bottom of the league last season. That's where we come in. With the club back in Liga Portugal 2 and having to fight to get back into the top division, can this tiny island club compete with some of the biggest clubs in the world and represent the Azores in Portugal and in European competitions? This is Santa Clara. This is Island Invaders.